Testing on one, testing on one. Hold on. Go ahead.
Test two, test two.
Welcome into YSN Live. I'm Jake Silac, bringing you tonight's coverage of Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton. Tonight alongside me is Jordan Ellswick. Jordan, thank you for coming on here this evening.
Absolutely. Best seat in the house up here in the box.
Definitely is, man. So, unfortunately, we had a little bit of technical difficulties off Jump Street here, but we should be good to go. We will try our best if we run into any sort of technical errors, but we will do our best to get back on and bring you coverage all evening long of, like we said, Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton. So what you've missed while you've been gone, Jackson-Milton took the ball first, and it is now 4th down on their first possession of the game. Handoff up the middle, stuffed fumble, and recovered by Jackson-Milton, I do believe. And I do believe that'll give them enough for a first down. That it will.
That is the call. And that was their first set of downs for the game, so you guys haven't missed too much so far.
So with that being said, that is our first down of the game, and we're looking at Alex Schiavone. Alex Schiavone, the quarterback this evening for the Blue Jays, hands off up the middle, taken down after a short gain right there. That's number 15 for the Blue Jays, Aiden Stanky. 6'2", 160-pound junior wide receiver, playing a little bit of running back this evening along with wide receiver and outside linebacker. And Jordan, we talked all week, we talked last week. We got to go from Brian, so we are basically ready to go. We were just more or less talking to make sure we were good here, but we are good now. Pass over the middle, complete. That's to number 8 on the outside, Caden Mitchell. It's our 6'1", 160-pound. They have him listed here as an athlete, which means just a bunch of different positions on the offensive side of the football. So, Jordan, let's kind of run through our pregame as we kind of missed that part of it this evening. Nevertheless, we're back to it. So let's run through our pregame. Obviously, Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton game of the week, both coming in at 5-1 on the young season. Just did a coach's corner on Mineral Ridge at the Post Office Pub on Wednesday. Talked to Coach Shaner, talked to some players. They're really excited about the second half of the season. That was a big emphasis we talked about.
Right, like we said, we talked about last week, the Rams truthfully haven't really played a challenging team this year. In my opinion, and I think Jackson-Milton is going to be their first real challenge of the year, and I think that's kind of what Coach Shaner was trying to touch on a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we talked to Shaner on Wednesday, obviously an offensive-minded coach. For those of you that don't know, or this is your first time joining us, Jordan Ellswick, former player underneath of Coach Shaner for your did you play for him your whole career? Yeah, I don't think so.
No, he came in. This will be his 4th year, so he came in my junior year, and that's another thing. And I believe he touched on this in the coach's corner. This is his first year that he has guys on the field that he has coached every single year of their high school career, and that kind of bond is something that you don't see super often. We see coaches changing kind of like a revolving door around the league.
Right.
And so it's huge to have a 4-year bond with your seniors and hopefully underclassmen to come.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's something to be said. And, we were talking to Shaner, and he was mentioning, his 5 seniors that he has on this football team, which, as you know well enough, that's not even close to a lot. But these 5 seniors are all playmakers, and they have been making some huge plays this evening. A number you'll hear a lot this evening is number 14 for the Rams. It's Ian Erb, accumulating 890 yards total rushing so far in 6 games.
I was not aware of those stats, but I tell you what, you saw the way
touchdowns.
I looked. You saw the way I looked at you when you said it. Yeah, and another thing that the coach said in the coach's corner was about his line.
Yeah.
And, you know, the line can make or break your offense. And he's only got 2 seniors up there. 2 seniors, I believe, a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman. So we're all across the board as far as you know, the experience levels go. But it seems like they've been holding their own so far across the 6 games in this season.
Once again, we are both used to be students of Mineral Ridge, so we know a lot of names for Ridge better than we do Jackson-Milton, so we'll do our best this evening while announcing, you know, plays and announcing names. We will do our very best to get you the most accurate names, numbers, and everything from Jackson-Milton, but like we said, we are both from Mineral Ridge, so you'll hear a lot of names quickly for Mineral Ridge than you will Jackson. With that being said, 2nd down and 3 for the I was going to say the Blue Jays, so I keep mixing it up. Everything's like blue in front of it, I feel like, now in high school. Schiavi sets up in the gun. Twins, bottom of your screen, stacked Twins. Schiavi drops back to pass, handoff up the middle. 25's their big running back, hit hard on the outside by number 4. That is Jacob Russell, but not before number 25, Joey Zayas.
And that's going to move the chains there for the Blue Jays.
So we talked about all season long Mineral Ridge's defense holding teams to only 61 points total over 6 games. Pretty good margin for the 214 points they put up on offense. And tonight, you know, Jordan, I really don't think we're going to have a high-scoring game this evening.
No, I think we have 2 solid defenses out here. And, you know, that can make for a boring game or an interesting game,
Absolutely.
Depending on how you look at it. But I tell you what, those low-scoring games are usually end up being the nail-biters. You get those soccer and baseball-like scores, and it's kind of interesting.
Javi slings it over to the outside, incomplete. Intended for number 15 on the outside, Aiden Stanky.
And, you know, another thing, I just watched the coach's corner on the way over here, Jake, so it's kind of still fresh in my mind, is Coach Shaner said offensively, despite those 214 points,
Yeah.
right, he said that he
I know exactly where you're going with this. I can't wait.
They have not played their best game on offense yet, so I'm really curious to see what that game will be.
Absolutely.
This season.
Yeah, and even the also on the defensive side, as this pass is reeled in one-handed, number 24 on the reception for the Blue Jays is Keegan White.
Brought down by number 14 and number 5 for the Rams.
And that's number 14, Ian Erb, there first, as Jordan said. Once again, that name we're going to be calling all evening long, and he has been tearing it up on the offensive side of the football. And we talked to Ian Mason Miller, number 1, Nate Rohrman, number 8, and Tristan Valley, number 10, who you'll hear a lot of his name this evening, playing the strong safety position. And the very elusive quarterback that Mineral Ridge now has on their roster, going for 743 passing yards in the 6 games that he's played so far in his first year with the Rams, along with 100 yards a game rushing. So we have a dual threat quarterback for Mineral Ridge, and they need to get off this field here on this 3rd and long. Schiavi drops back to pass, rolls left. Got his man over the middle, number 24, who gets a big gain for a first down for the Blue Jays. That's 24, Keegan White again on the reception. And that's just something right there, Jordan, where if you're Mineral Ridge, you got to clean that up. 2nd and 13, and you give up a screen pass that goes for a first down. That's just, you know, another thing that Coach Shaner said they need to figure out.
Right, and especially early on in the game, you know, you got to try to stop that momentum because, you know, once the other team just starts punching these, first downs in, they're gonna gain that speed.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be even tougher to stop later on in the game.
Absolutely. Schiavi under the gun. Well, under the gun. That's not even close. Under center. Motion man is McDevitt. McDevitt takes it, swings to the outside. Up the middle, won't go for much. Tackled by a host of Rams. Brings up 2nd and 11 for the Blue Jays. We talked about that defensive line up front. Junior Bryce Rohrman, number 24, I want to see if they have his. They don't. Bryce Rohrman stands at 5'9", 5'10", about $175, playing the nose guard, and he's had himself a season with his big brother right behind him, Nate Rohrman, who has done all the dirty work so far for the Middle Ridge Rams defense.
Right, nose guard was a position that I played in high school. Again, on par with Bryce Rohrman. Not a very tall guy.
Same play we just saw, not to interrupt you there, Jordan, but the same play we just saw from Jackson-Milton that went for negative yards, goes for negative yards again.
Well, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke, don't fix it. I don't know what the mentality was there, but
back to the nose guard.
That's a difficult position to play, especially not being a very huge guy.
Yeah.
But Bryce, from what I've seen so far this season, has the speed to really shoot those gaps.
Yeah.
And if you're playing against, a big, slow guy, center and the guards, you can really dominate the nose guard position.
Definitely, and we talked to Nate Rohrman last week in Coach's Corner, Wednesday in Coach's Corner, and he said he loves it. He's just able to open up holes for Nate, and Nate's able to get downhill and find his way to the quarterback. Skiowski sets up in the gun on 3rd and long for the Blue Jays. Middle Ridge needs a big stand on defense. Steps up in the pocket, slings over the middle, got his man, incomplete. He had a touchdown if he was able to hang on to it. Tristan Valley there on the coverage for the Rams. And that is 24, Keegan White, who can't call it in. And Jordan, we talked about it last week where, there are some plays for Mineral Ridge's defense that they gave up some should-be fire, easy fire touchdowns that obviously helped Mineral Ridge hold them to some low-scoring football. But, that's just another thing there where Tristan Valley, a very high IQ offensive and defensive player, just kind of fell asleep almost.
Well, and it's tough playing both sides of the ball, especially as a quarterback and a mobile quarterback at that. Putting up, as you said, 100 yards a game.
Pooch punt that's not going to go far. Valley's going to go ahead and take this.
Taken down at about the 25-yard line.
So with that being said, we'll go ahead and take our first time out of the game. We'll be back with you shortly here on YSN.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back to Jackson-Milton. We would say Jackson-Milton High School, but the campus is far away from the football field here. And here comes Ian Erb with his first run, 890 yards and counting.
Big tackle.
Big stick right there from number 25. That is Joey Zayas on the outside.
Still going to get a couple yards here for the Rams.
So Zayas making a big tackle there. You know, Shaner said, Coach Shaner from Middle Ridge was talking to us earlier. Coach's Corner was just mentioning to us how important that run game is for Middle Ridge, and they're showing it early. And look at this. Jackson-Milton knows it.
And, you know, that's kind of polar opposite of what we saw last week against Western Reserve. You know, we kind of saw them just running the same plays over and over, running it up the gut. And Western Reserve couldn't really put a stop to it, but it seems like from the two plays that we've seen that Jackson-Milton's figured it out.
Yeah, and we're going to see a lot of this tonight from Tristan Valley. He can throw the football, and he's going to show you why. Caught on the outside. Oh, incomplete. Well, Jordan, it was a good pass to the outside. It was incomplete, but we're going to see a lot of that from Valley this evening. If that run game can't get going, they're going to open up that playbook tonight and really try to figure out. They're going to try to do something that, to be frank with you, Jackson-Milton hasn't seen from a Mineral Ridge offense in a decent amount of time, which is throwing that football down the field.
That's right, and that's the great thing about having a versatile quarterback like Valley. You know, if the run game's not working, let's throw. If the throw game's not working, let's run. And even Valley can tuck and run himself. And as we've said a couple times already, 100 yards a game, that's huge for a quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Valley, the quarterback, is also the punter for Mineral Ridge. So we will see him in the backfield. Getting ready to kick this away to number 12, Owen McDevitt. And a sideline warning has just been called against Jackson-Milton.
And again, as you said during the last drive, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. You know, we saw I don't think the Rams that didn't get a second set of downs, correct?
Yeah, that
This
was
time.
a 3 and out. Yep.
And we only saw maybe 20, 30 yards from the Blue Jays. So we had, like I said earlier, two really good defenses. It's going to make it a tough, low-scoring game for both teams.
Valley's low punt is end over end. It's going to get a good bounce for Mineral Ridge, help out with some field position. So we'll go ahead and take a break here on YSN Live, and we'll be back with you. 0-0 our score in Jackson-Milton.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak. On my left tonight is Jordan Ellswick, former offensive and defensive lineman for the Mineral Ridge Rams. Jordan, thanks for coming on tonight.
Absolutely, Jake. I'll never turn down an opportunity to watch Friday Night Lights.
Absolutely. Skiowski's pass to the outside intended for number 15. Stanky is incomplete. So something that we haven't seen in a long time in high school football consistently on a consistent basis, is both these quarterbacks can, well, I don't know if Skiowski can really run the ball as effective as maybe Valley can. I haven't seen it tonight, and obviously I haven't really watched any Milton football, but they definitely can sling the football, and they're not hesitant about showing it this evening.
That's right, and this is only the second drive for Jackson-Milton, and we saw a couple good passes in the last drive.
First pass is incomplete. Skiowski in the gun again for 2nd and 10.
Skiowski's going to keep it.
And just when I say I don't know if he can run, he shows me that he can and picks up 10 yards for a first down.
Kind of seeing some similarities between the Mineral Ridge Rams and the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays here. We have a couple of versatile quarterbacks on the football field, a couple solid defenses. It's going to be an interesting game, I think.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big play right here. They're going to call him short of the line of gain, so they'll call it 3rd and inches, and Jackson-Milton will get a chance here to, either punch it out, well, not punch it in, but get that first down, get a strong showing of that off Jump Street, or Mineral Ridge can show what their defense is all about and really get one going here for them. Dropped the pen, was kind of talking, didn't know what I was saying, so we're back now. 3rd down and inches here for the Blue Jays, and they will line up under center Schiavi. Mineral Ridge got 3 on the front, 2 middle linebacker core.
Looks like they're trying to draw the Rams offside.
And you're going to see, right
up the middle and a great pass.
Nate Rohrman, that bad man we were talking about on Coach's Corner. He said his favorite thing to do is hit people, and there you go. 4th down and 4 coming up for the Blue Jays. Nate Rohrman stands 6'3", 220 pounds as a junior middle linebacker for Mineral Ridge.
And again, we talked about that brotherly love.
Senior middle linebacker, my fault.
We talked about that brotherly love, Rice opening up those holes so Nate could just punch in and make those kind of plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to be able to have replay on this thing to see how that just went down. Jackson-Milton going forward on 4th down. Twins stacked, bottom of your screen. Schiavi in the gun. Motion man is McDevitt. And they got Mineral Ridge to jump. That is number 12 for the Rams. The culprit there, Matt Monnier.
Those are simple mistakes. I think I've said that a couple times over the course of the season so far, and that's going to cost the Rams to give up some yards there, and the Blue Jays are going to get a new set of downs.
Yeah, so after a big play from Rohrman there to get them pinned back on that 4th and 4, they give it right back, and Jackson-Milton takes over 1st and 10, new set of downs. Schiavi in the gun. You got Twins bottom of your screen. McDevitt's in the slot. 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter of action. Schiavi unloads it down the sideline, way over the head of his intended target, 15, Stanky. And you've seen that a lot so far this evening. A lot of those passes down the sideline. And honest to God, he's been open.
Right. I mean, that's honestly, I can't speak too much for the skills positions as I never played in one. But, I think that just comes down to let's put the burners on it and get there. Because honestly, if he had just couple more strides, and that'd have been a touchdown right there.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion with 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Schiavi in the gun. You got Twins top of your screen closest to the Jackson-Milton student section. Low snap handled by Schiavi. Rolls out to his left, can't find anybody. Finds Bryce Rohrman though. Takes him down, gain of about 2 yards, brings up 3rd and 8 for the Blue Jays. Rohrman and Pemberton there to make the stop for Mineral Ridge. Milton 3rd and 8, 20 seconds remaining on the 50-yard line. The Rams faithful this evening underneath of us. Doesn't happen very often that you get an opposing sideline on your booth, so that's something new. Screen pass is handled, and that is number 5 on the outside for the Rams, I believe, Jonathan Rozzi.
And that's going to bring a 4th and about 6 or 7 for the Blue Jays, and we'll see what they elect to do. Looks like they're going to punt it away this time.
4th down for the Blue Jays when we come back to start our second quarter. We are scoreless here in Jackson-Milton, 0-0.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries. That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back into YSN Live. I'm Jake Silac. Jordan Ellswick joining me this evening from Jackson-Milton, where the Milton Blue Jays welcome in the Mineral Ridge Rams, 2 5-1 squads as the game of the week.
And as you see at the bottom of your screen there, score is still 0-0 as we're kicking off the second quarter here.
We'll get the quarter updated for you. We might see another pooch punt here. No, we're going to get a pass. Schiavi runs to the outside, sacked in the backfield, 4th down. Conversion is no good. Jacob Russell there to make the stop for the Rams. And Jacob Russell there making the stop for Mineral Ridge. Turnover on downs, and Valley will trot onto the field with his offense to try to get the first points of the board on the game. Jordan, starting in enemy territory, you know better than all of us here. Starting in enemy territory, what do you got to do as an offense? Sounds like a dumb question, but you know what I mean.
Well, as speaking from the Rams' perspective, I would say, let's try out the run game a little bit again on this second drive, and if that doesn't work, then let's give it to Valley and see what we can do. And that looks like that's what they are going
Valley
to do.
Slings to Pemberton on the outside, hit hard by number 20, Tanner Butler. But nevertheless, that screen pass goes for 5 yards and brings up 2nd and 5. Talked a lot about the line with Coach Shaner, as obviously they don't get enough credit as they should so far, opening up these gaps for Herb. And you'll see Herb, honestly, Herb's taller than the quarterback, Tristan Valley himself, which is kind of interesting. Read option, you'll see that a lot. Herb bounces off a tackler, keeps his feet moving. Good gain, 1st down Rams. And I thought he was down in the backfield by a mile there when that defender came up.
That's right. He really just kind of slipped out of those fingers and drove it in for a couple more yards.
Jackson-Milton, and I don't want to say another surprise team because they were pretty good last year, and I do believe the year before that they had a good up-and-coming season. But, another team along with Mineral Ridge that a lot of people I don't think expected to be in a 5-1 position so far this season, but their defense flies around this field.
That's right, and we're going to see a pass out to the sideline there. Good for
about 6 yards we'll give him. Brady Balestrino making that catch. A name we haven't called this evening so far is number 1, Mason Miller. That's 6'1", 185-pound senior wide receiver for Mineral Ridge. Brother Randall Miller, defensive back for Teal College. Like we said, another
snap. Valley's going to keep it.
Tripped up on the
for
play.
A couple yards, though.
Good tackle right there by number 15, Stanky.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Rams here. And, you know, these are the kind of plays that are going to make the drive. I mean,
yeah,
let's punch it in, get those couple yards. And, again, like we said a couple times, we both said, you know, 0-0, and I think that's going to remain a low-scoring game.
Valley takes it into his own hands and gets the first down for Mineral Ridge. I'll tell you what, Jordan, not that this has ever been told or never been said before at Jackson-Milton, but that scoreboard, that is bright, man.
Yeah, and we are pretty close here in the box.
10:28 remaining here in the first half of action. We are still scoreless, but Mineral Ridge is driving. Valley in the gun, Herb on his hip, twins top of your screen. It's Pemberton Balestrino. Slings it to the outside to Miller.
Right through the hands of Mason Miller. And that's kind of a new thing that we've seen from the Rams is that pass to the sideline kind of deal. We haven't seen that a whole lot from the Rams so far this year, at least the games that I've called.
Mineral Ridge electing to go to no huddle. They've done that a lot this season, and you'll see it just continue tonight. Herb up the middle. Herb's got some opening. Huge hit.
That's going to be good for a touchdown.
Mineral Ridge, their first score of the evening, and Herb gets his 14th touchdown on the season. Nathaniel Colburn on to attempt the extra point. Soccer player for Mineral Ridge, who is now the kicker for the Rams. And that kick is into the trees, and it is good. Brings the score, Mineral Ridge 7, the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays 0. We'll be back with you at the kick here on YSN. 7-0 in favor of the Rams.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome back here to YSN Live. Tonight's coverage of Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton. You are on Mineral Ridge's broadcast this evening. There is only one broadcast, but me and Jordan both went to Mineral Ridge and know a lot more about the Rams than we do the Blue Jays, so we will do our best to get these names right this evening for you. Recap of the drive there. Valley handoff to Herb, and Herb finds his 14th touchdown of the young season so far. 7 games in, 50% on the average there for Herb. Well, actually, sorry, that's stupid. 150%. Nate Colburn here to kick it off for the Rams.
Jake and I were talking over the short break here. Nate is a soccer player for the Rams, and that's kind of been a tradition almost since Brian Shaner took over of these soccer players. You know, they have those strong legs, obviously, so, hey, why not bring him in to kick? And apparently the soccer coach is all right with it, so why not?
Nate Colburn, as we said, I believe it's his first game with the Rams, but nevertheless, good for him. He can kick the ball, man. It's pretty cool to watch.
Why not, you know?
Might as well. There's nothing wrong with having a big kicker. We saw that with Clay Medvick at Springfield. Were you on that team that Clay Medvick kicked that like 54-yarder?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. Don't recall.
Good answer, Jordan. Schiavi in the gun here for Jackson-Milton. Looking to, what a block right there. Knocked down by number 68 of the Rams.
And they're going to call that an incomplete pass, rightfully so.
68 of Mineral Ridge is Jordan Moore, sophomore offensive line or defensive line. It's another thing, too, we're going to see a lot this evening from Mineral Ridge. They have 2 sophomores on their D-line, 2 sophomores on their O-line, a junior and a senior. But vice versa, 2 juniors and 1 senior. Ben Collins looking at a few colleges on the right tackle position on offense, and then Jordan Moore and somebody else, Bryce Rorman, 2 younger guys up front for the defense. Like to give those defensive line and offensive linemen a shout-out always.
That's right, Jake.
Schiavi's pass incomplete and brings up 2nd and 10. Rolls out to his right. Pocket breaks down. Rorman's there for it. Sacked in the backfield. And Mineral Ridge looked like Jackson-Milton was getting something going on offense, but recently it has been all Ridge.
And, I think it was that score there. I think, it kind of brings up, again, we talked earlier on in the game about momentum and, building up that speed, and it kind of looks like that's what the Rams have done so far in this second quarter.
Yeah, they have, and they haven't looked back so far. 3rd down and long for the Blue Jays. Schiavi will be in the gun here. It will be under center, excuse me. Dual backfield, receivers top and bottom of your screen. Motion man is 25. The handoff is going to pitch to number 24 on the outside. In pursuit right there is number 14, Ian Erb, who stops him for a minimal gain and brings up 4th down for the Blue Jays, and their punt unit is onto the field. So just like that, Jordan, a 3 and out, and Valley sets to come back in for Mineral Ridge and look to get some points on the board again. And, with 8:50 remaining here and a score on the board, 3 and out, looking to really take some momentum, some serious momentum.
That's right. I'm really impressed with how the Rams are playing. Again, we kind of talked at the very beginning of the game, and we said that the Blue Jays are going to kind of be their first real challenge of the season. And it kind of seems like they've showed up. But, again, it's a young game still, so anything could happen. But, as you said, it kind of seems like they're building up that momentum.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and keep it here for a minute while they change the field. Valley and company back onto the field for the Rams. Jackson-Milton looking to make a big stand here on defense, down 7-0 here with 8:30 remaining in the second quarter.
Not a terrible field position either for the Rams at their own 35-yard line to start this drive off.
Valley in the gun. Erb's on his right hip. Twins bottom of your screen is Miller and Balestrino. Erb takes the handoff up the left side. Flag down. It'll probably go against Mineral Ridge, I will assume. Talked to Ian Erb this week at the Coach's Corner. Obviously, 890 yards of rushing coming into this game with 13 touchdowns. Kind of funny story, Jordan. I don't think we ever mentioned as the flag goes against Mineral Ridge. It's kind of a funny story as, I haven't told you about, obviously, the Coach's Corner, but Ian Erb was expected to come into this season as the quarterback for Mineral Ridge until Valley got here from Girard. And I'll tell you what, I'm pleasantly surprised that the should-have-been quarterback is going for 890 yards in 6 games.
Right, and that's kind of a bold move from Brian Shaner, bringing in a transfer quarterback, a transfer senior quarterback at that.
Yeah.
And
pass over the middle is incomplete.
Number 1. That takes a lot to try to – you're really giving that trust to that quarterback, to gain his fellow players' trust.
Yeah.
It's hard to do in one season.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it looks like it's working out for the Rams so far. So,
working out it is Jordan. 8 minutes remaining here. Valley takes it himself. On 2nd and long, Valley bounces it to the outside, gets a good block from his receiver, and swung out of bounds. Probably to bring up 3rd and 5. Once again, here in Jackson-Milton on this 58-degree September 30th evening. Valley slings it to the outside. A good ball to Balestrino. Through the hands, incomplete. We do have a penalty flag in the backfield, holding against Mineral Ridge.
And it's going to push them back to 4th and 10.
It'll back Mineral Ridge up and remain 3rd down. You know, Jordan, it's kind of one of those things where if you're a coach of the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays here, it's not a bad idea to just decline that penalty and bring up 4th down and 5.
Well, I mean, take all the yards they can get, I suppose.
Nevertheless, it is still 3rd down here. 3rd down and a country mile to go for Valley and his offense. Trips bottom of your screen, and Mineral Ridge is all kinds of discombobulated here. Changed on the sideline to 3rd down, and we will go ahead and play out our 3rd and 20 as Valley drops back. Fires over the middle. Caught! Mason Miller!
We have a flag on
what
the field.
What a catch, and he is talking his talk, young man.
We hear the horn or something of that nature from the Middle Ridge student section.
I'm assuming we're going to have a pass interference against Jackson-Milton here, but I don't want to speak too soon. Pass interference against Jackson-Milton as we thought it was.
And that penalty will be declined.
So, Jordan, we talked earlier, Jackson-Milton converting on 3rd down and 15, 14, and now Mineral Ridge is able to convert a 3rd down and 20 of their own. Herb up the middle, stopped by a flock of Blue Jays. You like what I did there?
I do like what you did there,
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe
I've been waiting all week to pull that one off.
Maybe we can get a herd of Rams later on in the game. But yeah, Jake, like you were saying, big conversions there on both sides of the ball. It's interesting, great to see. Makes for an exciting football game.
Valley drops back to pass. He's looking sideline. He's got his man incomplete. Little high intended for Mason Miller there.
And again, this is something that is kind of new, seeing Mason Miller pass to the sidelines like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've really been seeing the run game, and if anything, Valley really just tucking the ball and running with it.
Yeah, it's a different kind of offense we've seen this evening, and a huge blitz comes from Jackson-Milton, sets up a screen to Herb. Herb's got some green grass. Puts his head down, runs over a defender. 1st down, Mineral Ridge. That's number 25 for the Blue Jays. Zayas receiving the blow from Herb. Just like that, Jordan, another 3rd down and 10, 3rd down and long, and Mineral Ridge is still moving down the field. If you're Jackson-Milton down 7-0 here, especially with how much they're moving, you have to find a way to get off the field or force a 4th down.
Right, and we kind of talked earlier on, I think last week, and the second half of the football game is going to be a new football game, I think. I think Jackson-Milton's going to kind of recollect their thoughts as we see Tristan Valley take it to the outside for a small loss. But, you know, Jackson-Milton they need to recollect their thoughts and get back on the football field. And you know, this is, again, kind of like a new style offense we're seeing from the Rams. So probably not seen on film so far. So.
And it's something different. You know, we've seen that on the first, play or two of the drive for Mineral Ridge, they haven't gone for that many yards, but when we get to 3rd down, Mineral Ridge is able to turn it on and just find a way to get back yards that are not there.
And you know what? If that's what's working, hey, let's roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely. A gain of about 6 or 7 yards there brings up 3rd down and 6 for Mineral Ridge. Another 3rd down, Mineral Ridge looking to get 1st down yardage. Valley gets Jackson-Milton to jump offside.
Deep in the backfield is the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays.
Will not be enough for a 1st down, but nevertheless, 3rd down and about 1 here makes it, 3rd down and, we'll call it 3rd down and 1 makes it much more manageable here for Mineral Ridge.
A little bit of payback from that conversion earlier on in the game.
Valley follows his big line. Valley follows his big line up the middle. Good for Mineral Ridge. 1st down. Chains move, and Mineral Ridge continues to be in that no-huddle offense we've seen so much of this year. trips to the top of your screen. Valley's going to be in the gun here for this first down and 10 from the 20-yard line inside the red zone here. Motion man is Miller. Handoff goes to him. To the outside. Makes a man miss. Oh, never mind. Owen McDevitt there to shoelace tackle.
And that's going to bring it over to the opposite side of the field here. And a loss of 1 yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Rams. 5:13 remaining in the second quarter. Score at the bottom of your screen is Rams 7, Blue Jays 0.
Valley in the gun. Takes the snap, hands off to Herb. Herb going nowhere. There it is. Number 5 is there to make the stop early. Do we have 5 or 51? I'm sorry. Aiden Daly there, the offensive lineman and defensive lineman for Jackson-Milton, able to penetrate the line there, and a line that's been so consistent for Mineral Ridge so far this season gives up a big play. Timeout, Mineral Ridge. We'll take one as well. We'll be back with you shortly here on YSN Live. 7-0, Mineral Ridge.
Coca's 24-slice pizza, 75 boneless wings, or our famous pepperoni rolls. Big game favorites. Order now.
Welcome back here to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak and Jordan Ellswick alongside me this evening. Jordan, thanks for coming out here to Milton to call this game with me.
No problem, Jake. Great weather. Makes for a good night of football.
Beautiful weather indeed. 58 degrees here on this chilly fall evening. Valley looking over the middle. Got Miller if he wants it, and
looks like that's going to be
just
not
short.
enough.
And Miller's shaking up on the play there.
He
Took
looks
a pretty
to be
good
hurt.
hit. And he seems to be in some pain in the end zone. We'll go ahead and cut to a commercial here while the medical staff tends to Miller.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
We're back here in Jackson-Milton, YSN Live. Jake Silak and Jordan Ellswick bringing you tonight's coverage of Mineral Ridge football. Mason Miller still down on the field here for the Rams. That 6'1", 185-pound receiver we were talking about earlier. Looking at some schools. Don't know off the top of my head who he is looking at right now. Nevertheless, still down, being tended to here in the end zone. Pretty big completion there. It's a play that, you know, Valley, I've caught some passes from him earlier this season, before the season, actually. I ran that pass route, or I ran that route for him 1,000 times just to get that seam over the middle of that feeling. And, I mean, the good news is, unfortunately, obviously, with Miller in the end zone hurt, but the good news is it seems like they're both really connected on that play. So Miller, as everybody is standing up and clapping here, Miller is walking off the field under his own power, so we are in good shape there.
And the Rams are going to continue first down on 1 to go on the 1-yard line.
Miller will head to the sideline for further treatment, and Mineral Ridge hops back onto the field. First down and goal, new set of downs inside the 1-yard line. We'll call it the half-yard line here with 4:35 remaining in the first half.
We'll see what the Rams elect to do here in this, short touchdown position.
High snap, Not a problem at all. Untouched Diener. Touchdown. Mineral Ridge, their second one of the season. Their second of the game.
And that'll be Ian's
15th. Second of the game and 15th on the season for Herb in 7 games, adding to his total rushing yards as well. And it's Colburn on to attempt the extra point.
And I was kind of curious to see, but I had a feeling that was exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the Rams in that position too much. Most of their touchdowns have been these long runs and long passes, but I had a strong feeling that they were going to run it straight up the gut, and that is going to be a good field goal for
Kick
Rams.
is up and good by a mile. I love it, because you know me, Jordan. I love a good high school kicker. It is my favorite thing in the world. It's so underrated, I have to say.
I wonder why you say that,
That's
Jake.
what I thought. I played my junior high ball as a kicker and then quit shortly after.
All right, the Blue Jays will be receiving the football here shortly.
14-0 here is your score from Jackson-Milton in favor of Mineral Ridge. A team that, both of these squads have had some high-powered offenses so far, putting up some 40-point games, 35-point games, et cetera, et cetera. And so far, 14-0 at the half, and Mineral Ridge is able to hold Jackson scoreless.
Looking to add to that spread of overall points of the season. Again, coming into this game, it was 210 to 61?
214 to 61.
So we're looking to add to that spread for the Rams here tonight. And again,
Jordan, do you think that Mineral Ridge is on pace for their best offensive game this season? This year so far?
Well, I think if you ask Brian Shaner, he's going to say they haven't played their best game even after tonight, and I don't think he's going to say that at all this season because he's always wanting more from his guys, his players. That's going to bounce out of bounds around the 20-yard line there.
And a pretty risky play there from Mineral Ridge, almost trying to recover that kickoff. So a kick out of bounds constitutes a flag here, and Jackson-Milton will take over when a new set of downs from pretty good field position here, approaching enemy territory before they even get the football.
We'll see what the Blue Jays can do with that this drive. Kind of seemed like a slow decline in this first half of football so far for the Blue Jays. It kind of started off strong, and once the Rams started putting up points on the board, it kind of seemed like it dwindled off a little bit, so we can see if they can get that again. We're talking about momentum. Get that momentum rolling with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the second quarter.
Schiavi on for the Blue Jays in the gun here, looking to make something happen before the end of the first half. The motion man is 25, 24, 25. Schiavi, that same play we've seen all night, still can't convert. Same play, same intended target. Just, like we said, Jordan just not able to convert so far. And they are not shy about it. Jackson-Milton is not shy about going back to the same play that Mineral Ridge has already seen.
Well, I mean, try and try again, I suppose,
yeah,
for the Blue Jays here in Jackson-Milton.
Getting brisk up here in the press box this evening. Should probably bring a jacket next game. Unless we're at Mineral Ridge. That press box is my favorite.
Well, unfortunately, I won't be around next week, but I should be able to join you in the final week of Ram football. Of the regular season, of course. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. 24, Keegan White, the ball carrier there for the Blue Jays, stopped by a herd of Rams.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 12 for the Blue Jays.
The conversion game so big this evening so far from Mineral Ridge. Jackson-Milton looking to get one of their own here on 3rd and long. And we also, saw a little bit earlier that Jackson-Milton is not shy to go for it on 4th and 15. So, are you considering this 2-down territory? Because I don't know if I would consider it 2-down territory. But for Jackson-Milton, it seems like they don't have a problem with it.
I mean, that's just, I guess, a unique method of coaching on the Jackson-Milton part of the football field.
Mineral Ridge sends the house, gets it away, 24, big conversion. Oh, there he goes down the sideline. Oh, it's a foot race, and Valley can't catch him. Touchdown, Jackson-Milton, pending a flag. If we have one, I don't think we do. And just like that, we talked about conversions, and Keegan White on the 75-yard, 65-yard touchdown, Blue Jays.
We see the Jackson Township Fire Department down there flashing their lights for their Blue Jays.
So just like that, Jordan, when it all seemed dead in the water for Milton on the offensive side of the football, they find a way to get a screen pass to go for the whole enchilada, if you will. On to attempt the extra point is number 11, Sam Kahn. 14-6 is the score pending our extra point. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And it is good. A low kick, doesn't matter. There's no pictures on the scorecard. 14-7 is our score from Jackson-Milton. We'll be back with you shortly here on the kick from YSN Live. 14-7, still favoring Mineral Ridge, 3:20 left.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Rain will come and go tomorrow. There'll be some dry intervals.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for...
Welcome back to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak, and Jordan Ellswick is joined alongside me this evening, bringing you tonight's coverage of Friday Night Lights High School football. Jackson-Milton putting their name in a big way on the scoreboard here, 14-7, still favoring Mineral Ridge.
3:20 left in the half, and the Rams will receive. Maybe we were wrong, Jake, about this low-scoring game. I mean, it's been a pretty impressive first half so far.
Pretty good first half at that, 14-7. A fun score. We're going to be in for a good game this evening, Jordan, I think. Kahn here to kick it off for the Blue Jays. And we'll see if Mineral Ridge elects to kind of kill some clock here or if they just try to go down there and get points on the board as fast as possible.
If I know Brian Shaner, which I believe I do know him pretty well, I think that he's not going to go out easy into halftime here.
Kahn ready to send it away. A squib kick. Oh, recovered by an offensive lineman for Mineral Ridge. It's kind of funny. 58. You never really see that on the hands team, but number 58 for Mineral Ridge is Chase Moore, brother of Jordan Moore. Handoff up the middle to Mason Miller, that wide receiver that we saw that can virtually kind of play every position from running back to wide receiver. The Rams in a stacked eye.
.258 remaining in this half. Football clock is rolling.
Second down long. Oh,
big tackle.
Huge hit right there, up the middle, out of nowhere. Light speed, 15, Aiden Stanky. Just like that, Mineral Ridge is back to 3rd and 8. Valley's going to set up in the gun here. 2:35 remaining in the first half. Trips top of your screen. Valley takes the snap. He's looking. He's got a man in the middle, but he doesn't see him, so he goes sideline to Miller. Caught!
And it's caught.
1 foot down is all you need in high school, and he got it. First down, Mineral Ridge on the outside.
I apologize for the poor cameramanship here, but that was a great play by Tristan Valley and Mason Miller. Again, Jake, we're seeing a lot this game of Miller to the sidelines there, and it seems like a few times it's been working out for the Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those connections that Valley talked about with the senior to senior and that big 6'1" receiver who got injured earlier, but good to see him back for Mineral Ridge. Herb up the middle, sticks his head in there, and gain of about 6 yards. We'll give him 7 yards from my angle to bring up 2nd and 3.
Again, if you've watched any bit of Ram football at all this year, you'll know that that's their bread and butter is that Herb up the middle, and he does a good job of it. And again, Herb
right
up
back
the
to
middle.
The bread and butter. And a flag in the backfield. I think we're going to get a hold against
A
Moore.
little scrappiness between two linemen on the field.
I do believe that will go against Mineral Ridge and back them up a little bit.
And
against
as a matter of fact,
Jackson-Milton.
That'll be against Jackson-Milton, and I'm not sure, did you catch that? Was that a personal foul or? Are we good now? Again, Valley keeps it.
Valley keeps it himself, crosses the goal line, touchdown Mineral Ridge, and you were right, Jordan. Brian Shaner is not taking any time off this clock. He's looking to score.
And we talked about, a couple games ago about what it means to put points up on the board right before halftime.
Yeah.
And, that just kind of puts a sour taste in the Blue Jays' mouth, as well as the coaching staff.
Yeah,
and I'm sure the Blue Jays will hear about that in the locker room. Nate Colburn back to kick. Again, a soccer player for the Mineral Ridge Rams.
Good snap, hold, and kick into the trees.
Good.
Gone, never to be seen again.
And Nate Colburn, that'll make him 3 for 3 on the night. The Blue Jays will receive the ball with 1:44 left in this half of football. Score is 21-7. The Rams.
Take a quick break here, about 15 seconds. We'll be right back with you here.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
And we're back here momentarily. The Rams will be kicking off to the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays again with 1:44 left in this half of football. Mineral Ridge Rams up 21-7. Jake and I talked earlier about whether or not the Rams kind of run the clock down or if they try to put some points on the board, and they elected to go with the scoreboard. So we'll see if Jackson-Milton can answer back. Place kicker for tonight is Nate Colburn, and it is up. And it'll go out of bounds around the 10-yard line. And, of course, I believe that is a 15-yard penalty in high school football. So that'll be spotted around the 30, 35-yard line. We'll see if how well I know my high school football rules. Looks like the we apologize. We're not sure if we are on the air with you guys tonight or not. Nevertheless, I will keep announcing. I'm not sure if we're still on the air or not.
Schiavi.
Tackled by a herd of Rams, Jake.
There it is, bang.
We see in the mix again, number 1, Mason Miller back there. I apologize to everybody else. That was the only number I caught. Of course, how could you miss that giant football player out there on the field? So that's going to push the Blue Jays back to about 3rd and 12 with 37-second rolling clock here in the first half of football.
21-7 our score from Jackson-Milton this evening. It's a not a high-scoring ball game this evening, folks, but it is one that has a lot of potential to get real good here into the later hours of the evening. Schiavi in the gun with 2 men on his hip. We're going to get a timeout from Mineral Ridge that we will. We'll go ahead and take one as well. We'll be back with you. 21-7, Mineral Ridge ahead.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Welcome back to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak and Jordan Ellswick bringing you tonight's coverage of Mineral Ridge. Jackson-Milton 21-7 here. Our score with 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. 3rd down and 12 for the Blue Jays. Schiavi in the gun, Twins bottom of your screen. Schiavi drops back to pass. Looking sideline, got his man 15. Tackled on the play of number 4. That is Jacob Russell. Number 15,
that looks like
Stanky, the receiver.
That looks like that's going to wrap up our half of the football. First half of Jackson-Milton versus the Mineral Ridge Rams, and it's going to be 21-7. Rams taking the lead into.
Hold on, we have a couple whistles here.
Discrepancies on the field here. Unsure.
3 seconds on the clock. They're asking for.
Maybe there was an
So we will run one
unheard
more
timeout.
play. It will not be halftime. We'll go ahead and run one more play this evening in the first half before we head to the locker rooms. Still 21-7, nevertheless.
And again, the Jackson-Milton called a timeout with 3 seconds left, just unheard by the referees apparently. So we will get one more play in from the Blue Jays. Let's see what they elect to do. I imagine it's going to be a big play.
It's got to be something big.
That secondary is going to have to really clutch it up for the Rams. They want to keep the score remaining the same going into halftime.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mineral Ridge kind of play a little prevent. Well, timeout called with 3 seconds left, and they come out in a shotgun formation. So Mineral Ridge's secondary is going to be on their toes here with Schiavi in the gun. Trips to the bottom of your screen. McDevitt's a slot receiver. Last play of the first half. Schiavi takes a snap and drops back to pass. Little Hail Mary action, screen.
And drops.
And they incomplete, intended for one man, broken up by his own man.
And
so that is how we will end the first half of action. The score, Mineral Ridge 21, the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays 7. We'll go ahead and run a halftime ad for you, and we'll be back with you at the start of the second half. Jake Silak, Jordan Ellswick bringing you tonight's coverage. Mineral Ridge, Jackson-Milton, Rams on top.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle.
And lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
Hi, this is Steve Rossetto. Hi, this is Ryan Miller. Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors. With our combined 80 years of experience, WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at myersfamilyins.com or find us on Facebook.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our family's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
But now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These three values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step. We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers.
When your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting, where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun. It all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa.
And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing.
Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships.
We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team.
Your goals, our game plan.
Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Jimmy Sudman here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name's Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
Welcome back into YSN Live. I'm Jake Silac, bringing you tonight's coverage of Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton. Jordan Elswick joined alongside me this evening, former player underneath of Coach Shaner for this Mineral Ridge Rams squad. Jordan, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man, no problem, Jake.
So let's recap a little bit of the first half action. 21-7 here, as we said, and we'll kick it to the third quarter while we're on the topic. So a lot of the talk tonight was going to be on a low-scoring game from both squads. It was for a decent amount of the time. 21-7 ends up being our score at half after a kind of an out-of-nowhere touchdown from Jackson-Milton to put themselves on the board. Let's talk about the defensive presence for Mineral Ridge tonight, working and at the same time giving up that big play out of nowhere.
Well, I think outside of that one play, Mineral Ridge defense really showed up to play after, I would say, the first couple of drives being on defense. Kind of woke up a little bit, and I'm curious to see what happens in the second half of football, though, because, my motto kind of always is second half is a new game. I think offensive-wise, Mineral Ridge pulled a lot of plays out of the playbook that we haven't seen before, and in turn, Jackson-Milton hasn't seen before. So now they're kind of prepared on defense to battle those kind of plays that they've been seeing from Mineral Ridge in the first half of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's just one of the different things that we've seen. Like Jordan mentioned there, was just the opening of the playbook. It's something that Mineral Ridge hasn't, I don't want to say they haven't done, because they have. They've shown that Valley can throw this football, and we all know it. It's no secret with 753 passing yards coming into this game tonight alone. But they really tried to establish a run game that, for a decent amount of the time tonight, looked like they weren't really moving as much as normal, or as much as, let me rephrase that. It didn't look like they were flowing the way that we've seen them flow so far this season, but towards the end of that first quarter, second half, they really figured out that there's a lot of holes there. If Ian Erb can just find them, go.
Right, I mean, two of those touchdowns, we saw Ian Erb up the middle, up the gut, which, again, is their bread and butter that we've seen all year. As you said, toward the beginning, didn't look like it was working out great, but, I mean, they've contributed 14 points at this point to the board by doing just what they've been doing all year long.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Coach Shaner talked to us about at the beginning of Coach's Corner on Wednesday that we were able to really turn into reality here, was he likes that smash mouth physical football, especially when we get into the colder months here where the receivers' hands are starting to become a little colder and it's harder to really catch the football. There's always nights to resort back to a big running back who can really just get downhill fast.
Right, and you have that with Ian Erb. Just being able to bust through that line and find the hole. I think he's very agile with a young line like we were kind of talking about earlier. I think 2 seniors, a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman. So a semi-young line, I should say.
Right.
Those holes aren't always going to be there, but he always ends up making the best of a bad situation, I should say.
He does. So we are 25 seconds away here from the beginning of the third quarter. Mineral Ridge up 21-7 to start as Valley warms up the bottom left of your screen here. I do believe Mineral Ridge gets this ball, correct?
Yes. Okay. Mineral Ridge will receive in the second half of the game, leading 21-7. The clock is winding down, so we'll see if we can get on the field and play some football. It appears that way.
Second half underway here from Jackson-Milton. Once again, we have to do the captain's thing. I forgot about that. That's very confusing to me in high school football. Valley heading out. Jordan, refresh everybody's mind here, because even I'm kind of confused about the captains at the beginning of their second half.
Well, Jake, that was never anything that I really actually took part of. I was a captain my senior year, but usually, we had the quarterback kind of head out and take care of that kind of thing.
Is it a coin toss? It's not a coin toss for the ball, is it?
No. I don't believe so.
Is it just for field position? Or not position, but like which way you want to go? The whole 9?
I guess, yes, that's it.
Okay. I kind of thought that, but I just wanted to make sure. Like I said, I really didn't pay that close attention until just now because we normally never come on to air before that's over to begin the second half. But like we said, we are underway. Mineral Ridge sends their receiving unit on.
So Mineral Ridge is going to take the north side of the field, and that's something that we didn't bring up because it really wasn't daylight out for this game. But early on games in the season-wise, I should say, here at Jackson-Milton, this field actually runs north and south.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always kind of something to keep in mind when choosing which goal to defend. East and west. I apologize.
No, you're good.
East and west. So, obviously in the evening time, you're going to have the sun setting in your face as you try to pass balls into the west side of the field. But fortunately for the Rams, that wasn't an issue here tonight as it was about dark by the time the game went underway.
With that being said, the lights are on, the sun is gone, and we are back for some Friday night football. Jackson-Milton set to kick it away to Mineral Ridge. So we talked a lot about Mineral Ridge, obviously. It's our bread and butter as announcers, knowing them more than we know Jackson-Milton. But let's talk about Jackson-Milton here. An offense that has scored 214 points in the Rams, and Jackson's able to hold them to 21 points here. And Mineral Ridge had their stretches where they did look unstoppable, but at the beginning of the game, they were able to force a quick 3-and-out, a punt. So Jackson-Milton is not a team that is going to be a pushover this evening. Mineral Ridge is going to have to come out in the second half and work.
Right, and I mean, 21-7 might seem like a decent lead, but that can change in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And we talked about last week toward the end of the game against Western Reserve that I think Jackson-Milton's the real first, I guess, challenge that Mineral Ridge would face this season.
Squib
kick, recovered.
The hands team is all over it, and Mineral Ridge sets up in some really good field position. That's number 68 on the recovery for the Rams. Moore, I believe.
So again, we have another lineman getting their hands on a ball in a varsity football game. You don't see that too often. Pretty bold by the Blue Jays to try and squib kick and try to get that ball back. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, so that's going to give the Rams great field position here on the 45-yard line, just 5 yards away from their own territory.
Field position so important in this football game, as all are. So Jackson-Milton giving Mineral Ridge. And look at Ian Erb flinging it down the sideline, way out of bounds. So Ian Erb, the running back for Mineral Ridge, was the one throwing it down the field. So the Rams come out with a 14-point lead in a trick play.
Well, that's certainly not anything that we've seen so far this
year.
Talked
about opening the playbook.
Right. That was really digging deep in there. That was some interesting creativity from the offensive coordinator.
So we're back to what we normally see, which is Erb up the middle, Doesn't go anywhere. Loss of 1 there. Brought down first by number 15 and number 71. 15 is Stanky and 71 is Broderick Pugh.
Flipping through our roster here as we we're not too familiar with the Jacksonville Blue
Third down
Jays
and long.
roster.
Mineral Ridge been able to convert these tonight, and they're going to do it again. Mason Miller, that big wide receiver, stopped by Owen McDevitt, but not before Plenty for a first down.
Mason hopping off the field, a little slow to get up, so we did see him down on the 1-yard line, take a big hit earlier on in the game, kind of bounced right up for that, so maybe that is kind of related to that possibly.
With that being said, Miller comes off the field, and replacing him is big middle linebacker and tight end Nate Rohrman. You'll see him kind of motioning around and laying some big blocks like you did right
Herb
there.
Up the middle, slides.
I think Herb might have slipped there a little bit. Field, obviously grass field, which is something that Tristan Valley was talking to me about at the beginning of the year. A lot of the games that he'll play this year are on turf field, so when it gets colder and the dew starts to settle down here, the field gets slippery and you got to be able to make cuts.
Right, and that's new to the Rams in general.
Yeah.
Last year being their first time playing at home on turf, and again we have Herb up the middle, takes a big hit. It's going to be down at about the 30-yard line. Going to be close to first down. It looks like they're going to call it just short. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 1 for the Rams.
3rd down and 1 for these Rams, and their conversion percentage tonight has been close to perfect. Valley looking to keep that moving here. Oh, and they don't call anything. Very surprising. The whole line, I thought, jumped, but hey, I could be wrong. Valley still in the gun. The play call is in, and Valley snaps it. Takes it himself, got a hole. Good enough for a first and good enough for 10 more.
So again, we talked about it all season. You know, Valley, very versatile quarterback. He can run, he can throw, and he's just shown his true colors right there against the Blue Jays tonight. We haven't seen him run honestly too much compared to the rest of the games so far. Maybe that'll be a trend for the second half of the ball game.
Worm in the motion man, high snap, and Herb is able to slip out of it. So it's pretty funny, Jordan. We talked about it at the beginning of the year because it was a big story. Ian Herb, that running back for Mineral Ridge, started last season at 5'9", 155 pounds. He's now 6 foot, 185 pounds. Mason Miller, that wide receiver, was at 5'11", is now 6'1". And Rohrman came in at about 6'2" and is now 6'3". So a lot of skilled players that just had growth spurts, put on a lot of muscle in the weight room in the offseason, and all of a sudden Mineral Ridge is dangerous.
And another thing to note about those seniors is, again, this is the first class that has had Coach Shaner all 4 years of their high school career. So it's a mix between, we have all those growth spurts, which, by the way, must be nice. I think I stopped growing in about 8th grade. So, but we have all those growth spurts, Max with that kind of chemistry between the head coach and his seniors.
And then adding a quarterback.
Right. And he's going to run it. And
Valley takes off. Huge block to the outside. Good for a.
That's going to be close. That's going to be close.
And it looks like they're going to call him
just
shy of that yard to gain. 4th down is the call.
4th and inches on the 15-yard line.
And we'll have an official timeout for a measurement. Nevertheless, regardless whether it's 1st down, 4th down, I don't see any hesitation here. Shaner's going to go for this.
Right, I mean, being up, 14 points with this much left in the ball game, I mean, let's go for it. And
yeah.
It's not – no point really going for a field goal at this point.
Just calling it short here, 4th down and inches. Even though they called it short on the sideline, they're going to bring it out. I don't know why.
I don't want to speak too soon, but I kind of have a small feeling we're going to see, if this is short, we're going to see maybe a little Herb up the middle.
Yeah. It's almost like it works. It's like the video I saw a long time ago that nobody's probably going to even know what I'm talking about. But it was awesome. They're like, if you do the thing and you do it right and you don't screw it up, it works. It just works.
And they're going to call it just short. So we're going to be 4th and inches. And again, like Jake said, like Coach Shaner's going to go for it. He's an aggressive guy. No point in trying to kick a field goal here. They're going to try to get some more points on the board and kind of really push those Blue Jays down a little bit.
Oh, and they got him. Mineral Ridge holds true. Offsides against the defense. 1st down, Rams. That's another thing we haven't talked about a lot this season, Jordan, but it seems like Mineral Ridge is a lot, I don't want to say a lot more, but they are just very, very disciplined. Not even compared to years past. They are just a very disciplined football team this year. Herb up the middle. Did he get in there? Just shy of the goal line. But back to what we were saying, they're a very disciplined football team. Knock on wood.
Right, and kind of surprised me. I played with these seniors, and I know that they're pretty aggressive, and they really like to hit, so I was surprised. Herb up the middle.
Herb up the middle for his 3rd touchdown of the evening by himself. 16th touchdown and counting for Herb on the young season, 7 games in. And Mineral Ridge goes up 27-7, pending our extra point by Nate Colburn. So just like that, Jordan, Ian Herb, we talked about Jackson-Milton trying to stop the run all game long. And Herb's in for his 3rd touchdown of the evening.
Right, and all 3 times, as we've said many times in this game and in games past, Herb up the middle. Sound like a broken record, but I mean, if it works, it works. We have Nate Colburn back for the extra point. He's 3 for 3, and he's going to make it 4 for 4 tonight. So that's going to bring the Rams up 28-7. with 8:02 left in the third quarter.
8:02 remaining in our third quarter of action, as Jordan said, and we will get the kickoff unit out here. We'll take a brief break and be back with you shortly on YSN Live. 28-7, Mineral Ridge ahead.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Welcome back here to YSN Live. Jake Silack and Jordan Ellswick bringing you tonight's coverage of high school football, Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton. Want to give a quick shout out to Emily Fultz and quarterback Alex Schiavi for winning homecoming king and queen for Jackson-Milton this evening. Congratulations to both of those students. Have a great time tomorrow, Blue Jays at homecoming. Colburn set to kick it away here. Big kick for Colburn going left, fielded by McDevitt, and we're off to the races. McDevitt kicks it left. Oh, going nowhere.
Big tackle. Who was that?
68, Jordan Moore. There he is again.
Making a couple plays on special teams
that
here tonight.
Man, hey, Jordan, you know, just like everybody else who's played football and knows football, if you're not a guy that's playing a lot, not that he is because he plays a lot, but if you're not a guy that's playing a lot, tell everybody the one place you can play a lot, you can be free and you can make a name for yourself.
It's going to be special teams.
It's a great answer. I love me some special teams, Jordan. I love me some special teams. 28-7 here in favor of the Rams. And the Rams student section this evening, the Mob Squad, I believe they are still called, as they were back in our days there. The Mob Squad out in, we're going to call it country
Cowboy,
theme?
Western.
Cowboy, Western, whatever you want to call it. And Jackson-Milton student section I saw was neon. Handoff to the outside.
Breaks the tackle.
And Rohrman is there
down
to clean up the mess. That's number 24, White, on the run. A loss brings up 2nd and 11, and we got a timeout.
Looks like it. Looks like we're going to have a
Are we getting
timeout
a timeout?
here.
Am I missing something? Okay.
Okay, so we have
number 24, Keegan White, heading to the sideline here for Jackson-Milton. Little officials timeout, we found out. So we're back to it. Schiavi underneath the center. 2nd down and 11. The motion man is number 20. Schiavi drops back to pass. He's got a lane if he wants it, and he'll go ahead and take it. Jacob
Tackled out of
Russell there on
bounds.
the pursuit.
That's going to bring up 3rd and about 5, we'll call it.
Look at that thing down there in the student section. What are we doing?
Pass around the pinata?
I don't know if that's a pinata. What is that? Is that a dog?
Plastic dog. All right.
We'll call it a plastic dog, and I don't want to know any more information.
Is that a donkey?
Oh, it's a ram.
It's
That's
a ram. Okay.
Wow. Okay. You knew that? That is news to me. That is interesting.
Mob Squad's in full force tonight.
The Mob Squad brought a plastic ram, we're going to call it, and leave it at that. With that being said, 3rd down here for the Blue Jays. Schiavi in the gun. He's got
7-10.
twins to the bottom of your screen, and we're going to get a false start here, I believe, unless we get it. Yeah, we do have a timeout from Jackson-Milton ahead of that. So we'll go ahead and take one here as well. We'll be back with you, 28-7, our score from Jackson-Milton in favor of Mineral Ridge.
How lucky are we to have not one, but two 18-hole Donald Ross Championship golf courses right here in our backyards. Mill Creek Golf Course was selected by Golf Week as one of America's 30 best municipal courses, continuing to challenge golfers of all levels and featuring golf instruction by PGA professionals, a state-of-the-art practice range, a PGA of America recognized pro shop, kids programs, and a relaxing grill room for a memorable golf experience. For more information or to schedule a tee time, visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
Welcome back to Jackson-Milton, Ohio, where the Blue Jays welcome in the Mineral Ridge Rams. Tonight, the Rams have entered Blue Jay territory and have put their mark on this football game, 28-7, third quarter, with 7 minutes remaining in it. Schiavi is in the gun. Motion man is McDevitt. Schiavi designed run. That is not Schiavi, excuse me. That is number 8 for the Blue Jays, Caden Mitchell, on the designed run, Wildcat. Pemberton on the outside, able to make the stop, brings up 4th down for the Blue Jays deep in enemy territory. Vice versa, deep in their own territory.
It's going to bring up 4th and about 3. We'll call it up here from the booth. 4th and 2 according to the scoreboard. So at this point, see,
you have punting formation here for the Blue Jays. Rugby style punter here, good kick. And Erb's gonna let it go. It takes a Blue Jay bounce, and Mineral Ridge will start their possession from the 24-yard line.
And the Ram offense makes their way onto the field here.
Valley and his offense trot back onto the field here for their next possession. 6:15 remaining in the third quarter, up 28-7. As you said earlier, Jordan, no lead is safe here when it comes down to it. What does Mineral Ridge have to do here to keep this possession, or not keep the possession, keep the momentum going here?
Well, I mean, I think just keep making those big plays, and that means a lot to the guys that are out on that field. We're going to see.
And that is Rohrman up the middle, what we talked about earlier. Another thing that Coach Shaner was talking about, they want to get Rohrman incorporated in that run game. Obviously, 6'3", 226 pounds, give or take. There's no reason why he shouldn't be in that run game.
Right. I mean, we've seen his speed on defense shooting those holes from the middle linebacker position. So, I mean, why not try him out in the run game on offense and see? I mean, not that there's anything lacking there, but
big block to the outside, and it is Miller.
Flag on the field.
We'll see. I love it.
Some chirping from the Rams half of the field. Is that, what did they say, holding?
It's going to be holding against Mineral Ridge, and it'll back them up.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and, say, 12.
2nd down and 12 for Mineral Ridge in that stack I formation. The handoff, nope, never mind, slip screen over the middle. Pass is incomplete, intended for Ian Erb. Brings up 3rd and long, and Jordan, I'm going to say it again and sound like a broken record, but Mineral Ridge's conversion percentage, regardless of the distance, has been really, really good.
Right, a kind of theme that I've been seeing tonight is kind of they come out a little slow, like 1st and 2nd down, and then they make these 3rd down conversions happen. We'll see here as Valley drops back to pass.
Valley fires it to the outside. Got his man, get it, Balestrino catches it. Oh, what a catch, unbelievable. On the outside. Bobbled, caught. Are they going to say catch? Yes, they will. Give him a 1st down. Brady Balestrino, go ahead, young man.
And from Valley's position in the backfield, I want to say he's about 7 yards back. So,
yeah.
I mean, that was a play.
That was.
Let me tell you. So that's going to bring the Rams to the 48-yard line.
Yeah.
And obviously a first down with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And, again, we talked about making those big plays, and that's going to keep the momentum rolling for the Rams, and they showed out.
On third and long, nevertheless. They go with this stack eye formation every other play.
And the Rams are going to call a timeout here.
So Mineral Ridge takes their timeout. Is their first timeout of the second half. Yep, first time out of the second half, and we'll go ahead and take one as well. 28-7, Rams driving.
Coca's 24-slice pizza, 75 boneless wings, or our famous pepperoni rolls. Big game favorites. Order now and beat the rush. Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
Welcome back to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak. Alongside me is color tonight, Jordan Ellswick. Jordan, once again, thanks for coming out this evening and being a part of Rams football.
Absolutely. I'll never turn down an opportunity to sit up here in the box and watch some Friday Night Lights.
Stack eye formation on first down after a huge play from Balestrino. Rohrman up the middle, won't get too much. Brings up second down and 7. Second and 8, we'll call it.
And again, like I said, it kind of seems like first and second down, the Rams kind of coming out maybe a little slow, I guess you could call it. And then all of a sudden, third down comes around, even fourth down, and they're making plays. As we saw after that beautiful pass from Valley to Balestrino.
So we're back to the stack eye. Rohrman the first man, Nate Rohrman the second man, Mason Miller the ball carrier. Up the middle, flock of Blue Jays there to take him down. So once again, Mineral Ridge sees third down, and here come the receiving core, Brady Balestrino, Rozzi, and Pemberton. So we're going to get another shotgun look here from Mineral Ridge, I will guess. So here we go again, trips on the top of your screen, and they're just going to let Valley air this thing out. I love the idea of just running the ball, seeing what you can make out of nothing. And honestly, Jordan, up 28-7, it's one of those things where it's nice to not have to show the entire playbook if you don't need to.
Right, especially with a big team coming up here in a couple weeks like Lowville.
What a catch on the outside. I can't believe it. The last couple plays on third down have been some of the most spectacular catches I've seen in a while.
Right, and he was under some heavy cover there. That was almost Superman-like catch from Mason Miller out there. And again, we said it toward the beginning of the game. He's a name that you're going to hear a lot. Ian Erb with 3 touchdowns on the board, correct?
Yeah. So Mason Miller, a guy that's kind of struggled to catch the football tonight, makes a huge play, but Ian Erb cuts it back to the outside. Here he goes again, makes a spin move, number 8 there to make the stop. That is Caden Mitchell. So Caden Mitchell and the Blue Jays are there to make the stop against Ian Erb. But nevertheless, Erb adds to his impressive total on the year. As we said, 6 games into the season, he has accumulated 890 yards of total rushing offense so far. It's something that we just keep talking about over and over again, but this line has given him so many opportunities to make something happen.
Right, with 3 games left in the season, I think he'll easily break 1,000 yards on the season as a senior, which is something to behold as a senior football player. We have, again, Erb up the middle for a loss.
Stop there. Stanky the ball, making the tackle. So we've seen some pretty big plays from Jackson-Milton on defense. Nevertheless, Mineral Ridge on third down has been, I don't want to say perfect because they haven't been perfect, but they've been pretty close to perfect.
Almost unstoppable on these third down conversions. Really bringing it, driving it home, and you know what? It works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You say it all the time.
You wanna maybe put 2 yards on the board in those first 2 downs. That's fine as long as you make that third down conversion.
Oh, he sees Pemberton. Oh, he can't make the conversion. I mean, I can't use words. Nevertheless,
and that's going to bring up 4th and about 6.
And you got to wonder, they're going to go for it. I was curious if maybe they'd let Colburn give it a shot.
And Colburn has been flawless on the extra points tonight, and pretty good kickoffs as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I believe, again, we said earlier in the game, his his first game on the football field. He is a soccer player.
So 4th down, Valley slings it over the middle. Incomplete. Oh, almost intercepted.
Nearly intercepted by number
But
15.
no harm, no foul there, Jordan. Turnover on downs. Mineral Ridge, the first time we've seen them really struggle to convert, and they turn the ball over.
That was number 25 that almost picked that off.
So Jackson-Milton trots out onto the field, led by Alex Schiavi.
We did have to ask for pronunciation on that last name at the beginning of the game here tonight, as we knew we were sure that we would be saying it quite often tonight, which we have. Despite the scoreboard, I'm not upset with that. And we have a flag on the play here.
We're going to get a legal substitution against the Blue Jays.
But the Blue Jays offense hasn't been playing terrible. I mean, I think,
absolutely, yeah.
I think the scoreboard is a direct result of just how well the Rams defense is playing, really.
Jackson-Milton has made their plays on offense, as so have Mineral Ridge on offense. But, Jackson-Milton getting those 7 points on the board there at the end on a screen play that went for 75 yards kind of out of nowhere. You thought maybe that would add a little momentum on, but I think it just came a little too late in the first half, and maybe it wore off during halftime. So, nevertheless, Schiavi onto the field here after the penalty, 1st and 15, and he'll get a chance to answer Mineral Ridge's 28 points and try to make this a ball game going into the 4th quarter. The motion man is 25, and we have a flag whistle blow the play dead, and it is a false start against the Blue Jays. So a 5-yard penalty off Jump Street, and another 5-yard penalty will set up 1st and 20.
That's going to be obviously a tough spot for the Blue Jays. We'll see what they elect to do with their couple of plays that they have here.
So here we go with 1st and 20. Jackson-Milton, 2 penalties in a row. Schiavi in the gun, trips top of your screen. Fakes the handoff. He's rolling to his right. Finds a man over the middle. It is broken up, incomplete. Good defense on the play from number 14, Ian Erb.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 20 again. So we've seen pretty good coverage from the Rams secondary so far, I think, in my opinion, this game. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, this is a passing kind of field position spot that they're in right now. But we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, the Blue Jays haven't been, I wouldn't say unsuccessful in the run game. I certainly wouldn't say that.
No, the run game's working, but on 2nd and 20, you got to get some yards back through the air. Schiavi knows it, and Rohrman knows it too. Rohrman takes him down almost in the backfield, but they're going to give him a yard there.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 19 on the 16-yard line with 1:40 rolling clock left in the 3rd quarter.
And it's something you don't really see too often. Mineral Ridge is running a 3 defensive lineman front here, and they're finding their ways to the quarterback. They use a lot of outside, inside linebacker blitzes. And those 3 guys up front in Rohrman, Matt Monnier, and number 68, Jordan Moore. Those guys are really opening up some holes for their middle linebackers and outside linebackers to go. The motion man is Stanky. 8 takes it himself. Oh, and Mason Miller's there all over it. Caden Mitchell can't go anywhere. Mason Miller's all in his grill. And just like that, Mineral Ridge is able to hold them to a 3-and-out after giving up a 4th down. Well, not getting a 4th down conversion there. So Ian Erb stands at his 50-yard line on the Jackson-Milton logo, ready to receive this punt. 35 seconds and rolling. The rugby-style kick is up, and it's a big kick. Erb gets
back
a chance.
To the 50-yard line. Good lead block from number 11.
Ian gets a chance. Stiff arm.
Taken down about the 44-yard line, we'll call it. Here
and that's number 52, Jace Greco. there to make the stop for the Blue Jays.
Great field position for the Rams, obviously, as we wind down the third quarter. We'll see what they can make of it.
So Tristan Valley, T-Valley as he's known in Mineral Ridge, trots onto the field with 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter, looking to really put a stab in the hearts of the Blue Jay fans here.
Right, and I do not expect Coach Shaner to let off the gas one bit in this ball game here.
Herb up the middle, bounces it to the outside, and stopped on the play first by number 18 of the Blue Jays, Jonah French.
That'll be our last play of the quarter.
With that being said, like Jordan said, that is our last play of the third quarter. The score, Mineral Ridge 28, the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays 7. Milton needs 21 to defend their home turf here. We'll go ahead and take a break. Mineral Ridge ahead, 28-7.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana, and I am why I'm proud.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall, Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Welcome back to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silac, Jordan Nelswick, bringing you tonight's coverage. Mineral Ridge, Jackson-Milton here from Jackson-Milton. I was going to say high school. It's not true, though. Jackson-Milton's football field is a couple miles down the road from their high school. Pretty cool scenery here in Mineral Ridge. Driving down the west end of the field. Valley screen pass to Rohrman, and this could get fun. Rohrman takes off, puts his head down, makes a couple men miss, throws a couple blockers off. Good for a Mineral Ridge, first down.
So that's kind of the first time we've seen Rohrman in that kind of position. And you were saying a couple minutes ago how they're probably going to try out Rohrman in the run game. And, I mean, at that time it appeared to obviously work. And, again, Rohrman is a huge kid, so we're going to have
Herb up the middle. He's got speed, and he's not afraid to hit people. And neither is Jackson-Milton either. That is number 18 on the stop, Jonah French. Mineral Ridge sets up with a new set of downs. First and goal from the 10-yard line. Valley takes the call in. Mineral Ridge runs a no-huddle offense, something new that Brian Shaner's working with this year. Drips to the top of your screen. Valley hands it off to Rohrman. Rohrman up the middle. No one's stopping that train. Touchdown, Mineral Ridge. And the Rams take a very commanding 34-0 lead pending the extra point.
And again, we have Nate Colburn out to kick, and he is 4 for 4 so far this game.
And we'll see if anybody in the background area can catch this football. It'll be fun.
We hear the Rams horn from the mob squad.
Whatever that may be.
Mineral Ridge student section. Rohrman.
Colburn's kick is up, and it is way past. Good. Good? Okay. Kick is good. Makes the score. Mineral Ridge 35, Jackson-Milton 7. The Rams take a very, very commanding lead here, and it's just a matter of clock now. Colburn will bring it out to kick here, and we return on ysnlive.com.
Now is the time to think about your future, where you want to go, what you want to be. Your future can start now at Kent State Salem or Kent State East Liverpool. We have programs that will open doors and provide opportunities for you to pursue your passion. We are affordable, we are close. You call it hometown, we call it Kent State University. Learn more at www.kent.edu/Columbiana. You belong here.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Welcome back to not Mineral Ridge, Easy. Welcome back to Jackson-Milton, where Mineral Ridge and Jackson-Milton face off this evening. The Rams take a commanding 35-7 lead here, start of the fourth quarter with 11:15 remaining.
Colburn with the big kick.
Is up. Oh, and nobody's going to grab it off Jump Street. Special teams, almost broke it. A touchdown-saving tackle, if you will, goes to number 11, Pemberton. So the defense of Mineral Ridge holding Jackson-Milton to 7 points so far. Trots back onto the field.
$11:09 in the fourth quarter. Rams lead 35-7. Update that quarter at the bottom of your screen. My apologies.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Schiavi gets a chance to put some points on the board here for Jackson-Milton, and they're going to have to do it pretty quick. Twins, bottom of your screen. Schiavi takes the snap, pitches it up the middle, out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's an incomplete forward pass. Yes, it is. Okay, never mind. I was losing my mind a little bit there. Nevertheless, pass is incomplete. A little forward pitch to nobody. Heads-up play by Mineral Ridge to try to get that ball back if there was that situation. But there's not, and Schiavi trots back onto the field. No harm, no foul. 2nd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And we talked about it a lot. It's, Tristan Valley sitting at the only safety position here. It's kind of cool to have a quarterback work that safety position.
Right, and a versatile quarterback he is, obviously, on both sides of the ball. And, of course, in the run and the pass game.
The end around to number 24.
Flag
on the play, and we'll see if Keegan White's run will stand or if it's coming back.
And, this is one
legal chop block against Jackson-Milton.
It's going to push them back. And this is one thing I will say about the Rams is they have to be a conditioned team. We've seen a couple years now the no-huddle kind of approach, and that on its own playing one side of the ball without getting that breather, those 10 or 15 seconds in the huddle to recoup, and as well as a lot of people playing on both sides of the ball. So I can only imagine what the conditioning is like during practice for the Rams.
It's true.
But clearly it is working out because I don't see any kind of drowsiness from any player out on the field.
And you talked about it last week, Jordan, which I thought was interesting. Well, I thought it was interesting because obviously I never had the experience. But when the weather gets colder, for the fans and for us, it's miserable. But for the football players themselves, they love it.
Right. I mean, most of these guys, they're obviously not going to elect to play in the blistering heat.
Schiavi's pass had his man, but overshot him. Number 8, the intended target, Caden Mitchell. So a couple plays, Jordan, we've seen Schiavi's able to throw that football a long way, but he's just overshot a couple of his receivers, and a couple of them were open. And we saw that play earlier in the on the east side of the field here, where the receiver had it in his hands for a surefire touchdown and just dropped it.
Right, and obviously I'm sure that's something that's going to probably get a little bit of attention on film tomorrow or Monday whenever they decide to watch it.
Schiavi in the gun, trips to the top of your screen here on this 3rd and a country mile. Schiavi drops back to pass, screen pass is complete, and he's going backwards, and that's all he'll do is go backwards. Number 20, Tanner Butler, was the target and the recipient of that pass.
That's going to bring up fourth and a mile for the Blue Jays here. So we'll see once again probably receiving at about the 50-yard line midfield.
So we're going to call it 4th and 30 here, and the punting unit on for Jackson-Milton with 10-12 and counting. So the Rams, coming into this game, we were talking about this being a tightly contested ball game, and so far Mineral Ridge decided they want no part of a contested ball game. They're ready to win. And a pretty good punt there sets Mineral Ridge up at the 37-yard line.
Still great field position, obviously, especially with this much of a lead. And, you're right, Jake. We did talk about how we didn't think this was going to be a very high-scoring game, and I guess we spoke too soon on that. Obviously, I support my alma mater, but I expected this to be one of the first real challenges for the Rams this season, and they've showed up to play. I think a lot of that was really probably drilling in practice. Hey, this is the team to beat, because the only teams they have really beat this year have been, 1 win, 2 win, no win teams. We've seen Orange and Western Reserve and McDonald, but I believe the Blue Jays are 5-1.
They are, yeah,
as of right now. So
as are Mineral Ridge. Brady Balestrino, the ball carrier on the jet sweep. Balestrino gets up the middle. Oh, and hit hard right there by number 20, Tanner Butler.
But not before a first down. We're going to move the chains, and that's going to be a gain of about 13, it looks like, from Balestrino.
Yeah, and Balestrino, another big receiver for the Rams. It's kind of funny. He's only a sophomore, which is a little insane to think about, a 6-foot receiver who's only a sophomore and is able to take the reins next season for whoever their quarterback may be once Valley is gone. But there's a bright future here for Mineral Ridge, only having 5 seniors.
Right, we're going to see a lot of guys step up. We have Herb up the middle here for a gain of about 5. I'd like to see some stats. Maybe we can make this work out with somebody. I'd like to see some stats on how many times this season we've said Herb up the middle over the microphone.
Yeah.
I'm easily 100 times.
Easily.
Again, that's Mineral Ridge's bread and butter, and it hasn't really been stopped by anyone yet.
Balestrino is going to get another shot going the other way. Oh, boy, he is taking some hits on these last 2 plays, but the sophomore gets up, shakes it off. First down, Rams.
We heard that hit up here, up in the box.
And we got headphones on. Big hit right there from Jackson-Milton with underneath of 8:45 remaining here in the ball game. 35-7 lead, and the Rams are looking to put the final dagger into the hearts of all Blue Jays fans. So we talked about it. Mineral Ridge, a 5-1 team, facing another 5-1 team. Game of the week, actually. This week, so I was told. Herb bounced it to the outside. Herb looking to put a stiff arm on the defender. Won't do it, but good enough for a couple yards.
Right, and tentatively here in about 8 minutes, we'll see the Rams advance to 6-1 on the season, which is, very impressive. We're probably talking about playoff contention here at this point. Obviously, they still do have to jump the hurdle of Lowville. I believe they are still undefeated.
I believe they are, and I believe Vinny Ballone is the number 7th ranked quarterback in the country right now. Look at Rorman go. So the little guy is getting some shot here. Bryce Rorman, the junior linebacker, wide receiver, playing a little bit of running back this evening. And I say little guy slightly, by the way, to everybody who heard that, because I am also 5'9" and 160 pounds soaking wet. So we're going to see a little bit of Rorman in the backfield, some younger receivers on the outside. We're going to have Rozzi at the top of your screen, Pemberton at the bottom, and in the slot is Balestrino. Bryce Rorman in the back. Balestrino gets another jet sweep. 3 of them in the same possession. Balestrino gets a few yards there. Call it 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 for Mineral Ridge. 7:21 remaining in the ball game. And we'll get you some live scores here in a few minutes from around the league. So Jordan will hit you with some scores here.
So currently we have the McDonald Blue Devils falling behind the Western Reserve Blue Devils, right?
Yep,
right,
yep,
both
yep.
Blue Devils. 21-13
Battle of the Blue Devils
in the 4th quarter. Unreported score versus Lowville versus McKinley, a 6-0 team versus an 0-6 team. Springfield versus Waterloo. Springfield leads them 41-14. See a short gain. Is that going to be enough for a first down? That is the only scores that I have currently here on Max Preps.
I love that. That's my favorite. I'm so sorry, by the way, to everybody that just kind of we went silent there for a second. I was admiring the Mineral Ridge drum line there, giving a little Mary Had a Little Lamb action. What's that? A jig number 2. Okay, so we're calling that a jig number 2.
And not to get ahead of ourselves here, but next week we have Sebring-McKinley versus the Rams. That's going to be in Sebring. Of course, Sebring-McKinley being 0-6 on the season. The week after that, on the 14th, we're going to have Mineral Ridge versus Lowville.
Palestrino up the outside and in for a touchdown. Mineral Ridge scores again on the ground. Add 6 points on, 41-7, and we'll get a running clock here starting with 5:50 remaining here in the ball game, up 30-plus points. Mineral Ridge has equated to a running clock. Pending our extra point here from Colburn.
And again, Colburn is currently, I think, 5 for 5 on the night. And he'll bring it to 6-6, and that'll bring the score up 42-7. Again, as Jake said, rolling clock. We currently have 5:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
So once the kick is away, that clock will start up. And Mineral Ridge owns a 42-7 lead here. We'll go ahead and take a short break, and we'll be back with you. Mineral Ridge 42, Jackson-Milton 7.
Locally owned and operated, Sheely's relaxed shopping experience means browsing and lounging is always encouraged.
Find Flex Deal and more at Sheely's Furniture and Appliance, because the best things in life happen at home.
All right, and as the Rams kick off to the Blue Jays after putting up another score, which will bring it to 42-7. Some updated scores from around the area. We have, again, Springfield 41, Waterloo 14. West Brant, that is all unreported down there. Southern versus Latonia, that is a final score of 48-6. So we see a couple of big hits down there.
And adding to that is a special teams unit for the Rams. Good return from McDevitt out of his own 5-yard line. Brings it to about the 25, I think they'll call it. So Jackson-Milton takes over on a running clock. Schiavi out onto the field looking to find some more points.
We have South Range versus Sebring-McKinley 55-0. East Palestine versus United Local 21-6. Austintown Fitch versus Strongville 21-3. And now we will focus back up on this football game, Jake. We've liked what we've seen so far this game, obviously on the Rams side of the football. Next week, of course, Mineral Ridge taking on Sebring-McKinley away. Pemberton kind of getting some revenge there from the last play. He took a hard hit.
And look at this. Here comes the second teamers for the Rams. The starters are out. A good night. A very, very well-deserved ovation here from Mineral Ridge, from their faithful. And our second teamers, we'll see what they can pull off here. So, we talked about Jordan, close ball game, 2 5-1 teams, and Mineral Ridge is able to put their second team in first.
16 up the sideline, going to be taken down by a herd of Rams around the 35-yard line. Right, Jake, and I think this was really the game that Mineral Ridge was going to make a kind of a name for themselves.
Absolutely,
as we've talked about a few times this week and last week. You know, the Rams haven't really beaten anybody with merit so far this season. And of course, tonight, with 3:43 left in the ball game, rolling clock at this kind of score, I think it's safe to say the Rams kind of earned their place in the Valley.
I think it's safe to say Mineral Ridge is legit. They are. So the second teamers are looking at two sets of twins here. The quarterback is number 85, 82. And pass, Landon Bingham on the outside there to make the tackle. A horse collar tackle at that. So we will get a penalty against Bingham. And it'll move Jackson-Milton up a little more. And that cool air is starting to blow in here, Jordan. I'm starting to move back a little bit.
And we have the clock stopped, and now it will roll again. 3 minutes remaining in this ball game. Again, you can see the score at the bottom of your screen. 42 to
and you see the
7.
Rams coaching staff already out of the box this evening, going to dap up some of their players, some of their playmakers. A well-deserved victory for the Rams. So as Jordan said earlier, Mineral Ridge will move to 6-1 on the season. Jackson-Milton falls to 5-2 in 2 minutes. The quarterback is number 82. He slings it in and it is incomplete. Intent of number 23. So our quarterback now is number 82. Jack McDevitt. So Jack McDevitt is our quarterback for the time being, a freshman. Brother of Owen McDevitt. So a couple brothers on the team here from the Mineral Ridge side and now Jackson-Milton side as well. Just under the 2-minute mark remaining here in the ball game. Jack McDevitt rolls out to his right, looking for something, slings it's got something. 32 is the intended target and is caught. Landon Sipes.
That'll move the chains, bring it up to the 30-yard line. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you enjoy my voice on the radio, but I am going to be unavailable the next 2 weeks, so Jake will have to find a replacement for my awesome camera work. But I will be back week 10, I believe.
Oh, and here we go.
Big hit in the backfield. In 1 minute and 3 seconds with a rolling clock here, it looks like this is going to be just about wrapping up the game here.
Good old-fashioned blowout. So we are looking at probably our last play of the ball game here, folks. Once again, Ridge moves to 6-1 on the season, and Jackson falls to 5-2, and Middle Ridge gets another winnable game next week at Sebring.
That's right, Jake. And, of course, if I'm Coach Shaner, obviously, no offense to Sebring McKinley, but I'm almost going to kind of overlook them and going to get ready for Lowville, of course, with Vinny Ballone being, like you said, I believe number 7 in the country, having some amazing stats this year. And, of course, they're an undefeated team. And if the Rams can pull that off, that would be huge, obviously, for them. With 10 seconds left in the ball game, it looks like that was going to be our last play. So final score for Middle Ridge Rams is going to be 42. And the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays are only putting up 7 points on the board. That'll be the Rams will advance to 6-1 on the season, and Jackson-Milton will drop down to 5-2.
Tristan Valley comes into the nest and finds a way to feed his crew. The Rams battle the Jays and win 42-7. We appreciate all of you joining us this evening. For everybody at YSN, for Jordan Ellswick, for myself, for Quinn, for DJ, and everybody in between. Brian, thank you so much for helping us set up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week in Sebring for Mineral Ridge Trojan football.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.